All right, I guess we're on. All right, this is Professor Girton from Ball State University, and I want to remind you all that I do realize that most likely the audio is out of sync. I just want y'all to know I do realize that. So that's just a little problem we're having with our microphone. Great audio, but it's out of sync. So I do want you to understand we do realize that. As y'all know, many of you all have already watched some of the videos that we have been producing about the iPad. Go ahead and show it. Yeah, the iPad. We've been pushing this thing around the campus. I've empowered two of my courses, my electronic media courses, to help us understand, at least from the college student perspective, the value of this machine, the wow factor of this machine, the connectivity of this machine, all these different things we've been looking at, and I want you all to understand that we're doing it so that we can help you make a decision as to whether or not this is the thing for you. If you're in it for entertainment, we have a video on that. If you're in it to get things done, we have a video on that. If you're wondering about the price, we have a video on that, as well as the value, where it sits between a netbook and an iPod or an iPhone or whatever. So you should have enough information from these videos to make a real good choice for yourself of whether or not you want to spend this money for yourself, for your child, for a college student, whatever. Now, I've got with me
David Tarsha.
all right, David. And David he and I have been chit-chatting a little bit, and he's going to help us understand a little bit more about the iPad, its value from what perspective?
From the sales perspective.
Sales perspective. Talk to us. What did you all find out when you looked it up?
At first, Apple predicted a sales rate of 200,000 to 300,000, but on their first day of sales, they sold over 700,000, far exceeding what they predicted. So already it's something that's in high demand. It's something that people want, even though there's a lot of people complaining about it. There's still a lot of loyal Apple users who still want to try out the product.
Now, we had a lot of those when the iPhone came out.
Yeah.
You know, we had a lot of complaints about that, did we not? So I guess Apple kind of they understand a little bit about their customers, don't they?
Yeah. And so already they've gone further than they predicted. But what we are predicting is that the next generation, the second generation that will come out, hopefully they'll have things like a camera, USB, beyond Verizon maybe, and a list of other things.
SD card input.
SD card input, camera, charging, Mac, Google Docs. I love the comic book application, by the way.
Yeah, hold this up, man. Is this part of Bookshelf?
No, it's just an application.
I'm probably violating some type of copyright laws by doing this. I probably shouldn't do this, but fair
It's fantastic.
use.
I
We'll
hope
screen fair use, even though it doesn't exist.
I hope DC Comics comes out with this, because if I could get actual, like this form of comic books instead of the actual physical paper,
It's on.
definitely I'm invested in one.
What about stocks, man? You feel
All
anything
right, what
about
about
stocks?
Yes, Apple has jumped their stock over 2%. In the last week, it went off. Earlier this month, it started at 209, and now after the 30th, it is at 236. So jumping the stock.
It's actually 237.5 now.
Wow. Okay, so yeah, that spike in the stock is great. I mean, it's through stock market and holders.
Okay.
If that's your thing. 2% spike in one day is it's a good significant jump. They're hoping to get more of this in the future. Mm-hmm. That is, if they, add on what everyone's demanding, which they have had a good track record of, even though most people seem disappointed with the initial launch of the iPad. If Apple continues on their streak of improving with each generation, then we could predict more sales for Apple. I mean, they already produced 75 million in revenue just from this itself. Yeah, day one.
Wow. Okay. Well, all right. So there's the deal. All right. Now you see again the value of the machine. Now you see that there obviously are tons of naysayers out there who could argue, oh, they're not going to sell them. Everybody speculated what they were going to do. Well, the word is out now. You saw it USA Today, front page, up in the top right-hand corner. They talked about the first, it's in it on the technology page or something. There's an article in there talking about 700,000 iPads sold day one. That blows away their projections, which was 400,000. Basically doubles their projections. So clearly, this is a desired piece.
It's a hot item.
Even with its issues,
it draws the loyal crowd of who constantly buys Apple. People who want to
Didn't get me, but it did get some of those stalwarts out there who are just like, I'm all about Apple, who buy the machines all the time. So again, this is my last video for the day. I don't think we're going to have any more. I do have some other professors and whatnot here at Ball State who have been playing with the machine. I might try to get a little video from some of them to get an idea of what their thoughts are on it, to kind of move beyond the college student version of the iPad examination. But for now, again, it's probably 5, 6, 7 videos up by now, and I certainly hope you have the opportunity to actually jump into those videos, take a look, share your comments, share your thoughts, tell us if there's something that we missed. You know, we're not perfect, you know, so maybe something that we missed. Tell us some things we may not have known, and I believe that that might help against somebody else who's thinking about this particular machine. And then, you know, maybe we can get somebody to pay attention to what we're doing and take some of this information we're providing and use it to better find an application for this machine and a better reason for people to actually use this machine. So this is Professor Girton from Ball State University. I thank y'all for hanging out, and I'll be back with more videos soon. So just hit me later. Peace.